Stop chasing the coasts. Why the future of Black wealth is in cities you've been ignoring. Good evening, beautiful souls. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French. And I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft and loving every second of it. Tonight, I want to share something with you that absolutely shook me to my core. I recently had the privilege of sitting down with Kendell Averhart, a visionary who is literally rewriting the rules of career advancement and entrepreneurship for Black professionals across this nation. Kendall's out here doing the real work, the disruptive work, the work that challenges the systems that have kept us stuck, overlooked, and underfunded for far too long. They are opening doors we didn't even know existed, creating pathways where there were only walls. And their insights, they're not just game changing, sis, they're life altering, they're freedom building, they're wealth creating. And what they shared with me has completely flipped everything I thought I knew about success, geography, and where we're actually supposed to go to make it in this world. So let me ask you something, and I want you to really sit with this question. When you think about career success, about building generational wealth, about finally stepping into your full power as a Black professional or entrepreneur, where does your mind go? Be honest. Does it go to New York, Los Angeles, maybe Chicago or San Francisco? The big, glittering, expensive coastal cities where the hustle never stops, the rent is astronomical, and your spirit gets depleted faster than your bank account? Yeah, me too. That's what we've been taught our entire lives, right? That if you want to make it, you've got to be where the action is. You've got to be in the room where it happens, in the city that never sleeps, grinding until your bones ache and your soul feels emptied. You've got to sacrifice your peace, your savings, your sanity, just to have a chance at the table. But here's the thing, sis. Here's the truth that Kendall Averhart laid out for me. And I haven't been the same since. What if everything we've been told about where success lives is wrong? What if the future of Black professional growth, the real opportunities, the places where we can actually breathe and build and thrive without breaking ourselves, aren't on the coasts at all? What if they're in places like Richmond, Virginia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Baltimore, Maryland, Cincinnati, Ohio? Cities we've overlooked, underestimated, dismissed as too small, too quiet, too, well, not glamorous enough, not New York enough, not Los Angeles enough. Kendall Averhart dropped this truth bomb on me, and I need you to hear it. Career growth for Black professionals is becoming regional, not coastal. Let that sink in for a second. Regional, not coastal. Mid sized cities are surging in Black owned business formations right now because of lower startup costs, targeted funding programs, and intentional community support. They're outpacing the legacy hubs we've been chasing our whole lives: Richmond, Baltimore, Cincinnati. These places are where Black entrepreneurship is exploding right now, not because they're trendy, not because they're being featured in some glossy magazine, but because they're accessible, because they're affordable, because they're intentional about supporting us, investing in us, and seeing us. And here's what that means for you, for me, for every Black woman listening who's been told she has to sacrifice her peace, her savings, her sanity, her softness to make it in some overpriced city that doesn't even see her value. It means we have options, real options, options that don't require us to wear the cape, to hustle ourselves into exhaustion, to prove we belong in spaces that were never designed for us in the first place. Let me paint you a picture. Let me tell you about someone you know and love. Issa Rae. You know her name. You've watched her work. Awkward Black Girl, Insecure, Hooray Media. She's a powerhouse, a cultural icon, a woman who has changed the landscape of television and media for Black women everywhere. But here's what you might not know about her journey. Issa didn't build her empire by chasing Hollywood's approval in Los Angeles and begging for a seat at tables that didn't want her there. She made a strategic move. She moved her operations to Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta, where the cost of production was manageable, where the HBCU talent pipeline was rich and deep, where the density of Black owned firms meant she could collaborate with people who got it, who got her, who didn't need her to explain or justify or shrink herself to fit into their narrow vision. She tapped into Atlanta's status as the economic capital for Black America, and she scaled her vision into multi-million dollar ventures, not by playing by the old rules, but by rewriting them in a city that was ready, willing, and equipped to support her vision. That's what Kendell Averhart is talking about. That's the shift that's happening right now. Issa Rae didn't need the coastal glamour. She didn't need the validation of the traditional gatekeepers. She needed the regional infrastructure. She needed a city that was aligned with her values, her budget, and her community. And she found it. And so can you. Now, let me tell you about someone you probably haven't heard of, but you absolutely need to know. His name is Reginald Smith. Reginald is a Black founder who started a healthcare staffing firm in Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, not New York, not LA, not some coastal city that everyone talks about, Richmond, Virginia. He relocated from the Northeast in 2022, right when Black owned business registrations in Richmond were absolutely skyrocketing. He saw the opportunity that so many others were missing: lower costs, proximity to Washington, D.C., and those lucrative federal contracts, access to targeted local funding programs that were actually designed to help Black entrepreneurs succeed, not just survive. And you know what happened? He tripled his staff in 3 years. He secured government partnerships that gave him stability and credibility. He built a sustainable business that gave him a clear path to home ownership, to financial stability, to freedom. He's not just surviving, sis. He's thriving, and he's doing it in a mid sized city that most people sleep on, that most people dismiss, that most people don't even consider when they're mapping out their success. This is what Kendell Averhart wants us to understand. The geography of success is shifting beneath our feet right now. The old playbook, the one that says you have to be in a coastal city to matter, to build, to win, that playbook is outdated. It's expensive. It's exhausting. And most importantly, it's not serving us anymore. But here's where it gets even more real, sis, because it's not just about where you go, it's about what you demand when you get there. Kendell shared research with me that absolutely stopped me in my tracks. 40% of Black professionals cite unclear advancement paths as their top barrier to career growth. 40%. Almost half of us are out here working hard, showing up every single day, delivering exceptional results, and we have no idea how to move up. No roadmap, no transparency, no mentorship, no clear criteria, just a vague promise that if we keep our heads down and work twice as hard as everyone else, maybe, just maybe, someone will notice us. Someone will see our value. Someone will give us that promotion, and it gets worse. 44% of Black professionals report that race has directly impacted their ability to get promoted. 44%. Let me say that again. 44% of us have experienced race as a barrier to our advancement. That's not a coincidence, sis. That's not bad luck. That's not us not working hard enough. That's a system that overlooks us, undervalues us, passes us over, even when we're the most qualified person in the room. even when we've done everything right. So, what do? We demand better. We demand transparency. We demand mentorship. We demand clear promotion criteria, leadership visibility, career coaching, and pathways that are visible and accessible. We stop accepting crumbs and start requiring the full meal. And if the company we're at can't provide that, if they can't see us, support us, and invest in our growth, we move, we pivot, we take our talents, our brilliance, our magic somewhere that will actually see us, support us, and celebrate us. That's exactly what Aisha Johnson did. Aisha is a Black tech founder who was stuck in a Midwest job where her career had completely stalled. She was being overlooked, passed over for promotions, despite her qualifications, despite her track record, despite her undeniable talent. Sound familiar? So she made a bold move. She relocated to Charlotte, North Carolina, right in the middle of the city's banking and fintech boom. She joined a diverse business community where the costs were manageable and the opportunities were real and abundant. She pursued the National Black MBA pitch competition and she won $50,000. $50,000 in funding. She used that money to scale her fintech startup to 20 employees. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't wait for someone to finally see her. She went to a city that was ready to invest in her and she built her own table. This is the power of strategic relocation, sis. This is the power of knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. This is the power of choosing softness over survival, boundaries over burnout, and a city that aligns with your vision over a city that drains your bank account, your energy, and your spirit. Now, I know what some of you are thinking right now, but LeAnne, I've worked so hard to get where I am. I've sacrificed so much. I've climbed so far. How do I just walk away? How do I start over? How do I leave everything I've built? And sis, I hear you. I see you. I feel that fear. But here's the truth that I need you to understand. Staying somewhere that doesn't serve you, that doesn't see you, that doesn't value you, that isn't strength. That's survival. And you didn't come this far. You didn't overcome everything you've overcome. You didn't sacrifice everything you've sacrificed just to survive. You came here to thrive, to rest, to build generational wealth, to be soft, to be free, to be fully, unapologetically yourself. Kendell Averhart gave me 3 key insights that I need you to write down, screenshot, save, memorize, whatever you need to do to hold on to them. Number 1, prioritize cities with aligned factors. Target metros like Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Richmond, and Charlotte, where Black household income growth, business ownership potential, and institutional representation overlap in meaningful ways. These are the cities where you can actually build wealth, where you can actually advance without hitting invisible ceilings, where you can actually breathe and live and thrive. Don't just chase a name, chase alignment, chase opportunity, chase support. Number 2, demand transparency and mentorship. If your current employer can't give you a clear path to advancement, if they can't offer you leadership visibility, career coaching, and promotion criteria that aren't shrouded in mystery and favoritism, then they're not serious about your growth. And you don't owe them your loyalty. You owe yourself your peace, your progress, and your power. Number 3, leverage entrepreneurship grants. Black representation in leadership is stagnant in so many sectors. In hospitality, we're at just 9.5% of leadership roles. 9.5%. So if the corporate ladder isn't working, if it's broken, if it was never built for us in the first place, then build your own. Pursue pitch competitions like the Black Ambition Prize, which offers a $1 million grand prize, or the National Black MBA Scale Up Challenge, which offers $50,000 for first place. These grants are designed for us by people who believe in us, to fund our visions, and amplify our voices. This is not about running away from something. This is about running toward something bigger, better, more aligned with who you truly are, toward cities that see us, toward opportunities that support us, toward a life where we're not constantly fighting to prove we belong, where we can just be, just build, just thrive. So here's my question for you, sis. What if your next big move isn't to a coastal hotspot that everyone's talking about, but to a mid sized city like Richmond or Charlotte or Baltimore, where Black ownership and income growth are surging right now? What if the life you've been dreaming of, the business you've been building in your mind late at night, the peace you've been craving deep in your soul, what if it's waiting for you in a place you haven't even considered yet? What if your soft girl era, your season of rest and wealth and freedom is in a city that's ready to receive you right now? I want you to do something this week, not next month, not when you feel ready. This week, I want you to audit your current path. I want you to ask yourself honestly, is this city, this job, this path serving my highest good? Is it aligned with my values, my vision, my peace? And then I want you to research one grant, one relocation factor, one city that aligns with where you want to go. And I want you to take one action step toward it. Apply for that grant, schedule a visit to that city, reach out to someone who's already made the move. Do something that signals to the universe and to yourself that you're ready for more. Because your soft girl era isn't about waiting for permission from anyone. It's about giving yourself permission, permission to rest, permission to relocate, permission to redefine what success looks like on your terms, permission to choose softness, to choose peace, to choose yourself. Kendell Averhart is out here changing lives by challenging the narratives that keep us stuck in cycles that don't serve us. And tonight, I'm challenging you to do the same, to question everything you've been taught about where success lives, to release the cape that's weighing you down, to redefine strength as the courage to choose softness, to embrace rest as a revolutionary act, to protect your peace as a daily practice, and to turn your survival story into something sacred, something that builds wealth, something that creates legacy. You deserve a city that invests in you. You deserve a career path that's transparent and clear. You deserve funding that sees your vision and backs it with resources. You deserve mentorship that guides you. You deserve softness, rest, freedom, and joy. Without guilt, without apology, without explanation, without compromise. The revolution isn't happening in New York or Los Angeles anymore, sis. It's happening in Richmond. It's happening in Charlotte. It's happening in Atlanta. It's happening in cities that are ready to see you, support you, and celebrate you. The question is, are you ready to see them? Are you ready to make the move? Are you ready to choose yourself? Stop chasing the coasts. Start building your empire where you can actually afford to breathe, where you can actually afford to be soft, where you can actually afford to be free. Life be lifting at times, but stay focused, stay soft, and remember the future you're building is waiting for you in a place you might not expect. Go find it, go claim it, go build it. This is your soft girl era. This is your time, this is your revolution. Now go.